What's up, DC Nation? Welcome back to another Flash reaction. Now guys, at the end of the video, give a big thumbs up on YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on my next Flash reaction and review. Hey guys, the Flash is back with a whole new episode. It's been on a big hiatus with this whole quarantine thing and all the episodes are getting pushed. And it's been a lot of bad news, guys. The whole the last 3 episodes are cut out and now we're only going up to episode 19, success is assured, which I'm still excited for the final episodes, but it's a little disappointing that we're not getting the full season because this season's been so good, guys. Season 6 has been up there with like season 1, season 2, and I've been liking it a lot, so it's kind of disappointing, we don't get the actual ending we wanted, but I don't doubt that the season will still end on like a great note. I'm still excited for the ending. But this episode, it's pretty much broken up into 2 parts. So we have the whole Joe storyline, the main storyline, then we have a subplot with Ralph and Sue Dibney, or Dearborn, alright, because they're not married yet. But guys, let's start out with that subplot, alright, because then we'll go to the main plot. And guys, the subplot with that, we see Cisco, Ralph, and Sue. And guys, can I just point out something? The interaction between Sue and Cisco is so good. I like it when they show up, right? Because Cisco and Ralph trying to like infiltrate like this one like meeting place, and they come meeting Sue actually, and Cisco and Sue start talking about, oh, I went to this university, and like, oh, I like her, and Ralph's like, shut up, we gotta get her, and I just like that, like the funny banter between them. And then we get to another scene where it doesn't have Cisco in. Like Cisco, he only showed up a little in this episode, but the parts he was in were hilarious. Like he's the comedic relief of this show right now. But guys, Ralph then shows up to like a meeting that Sue's having with like this one girl, and they talk a little bit, and she starts revealing that, about her parents and stuff. Then Ralph is like, I can help you out, you're a good person. And we start to see like that interaction, that bond between them like actually form. Because guys, in the first episode she showed up in, this is actually the second episode she showed up in the entire season. And the first episode she showed up in, like her debut, was like episode 12, I think. So about 4 or 5 episodes ago, which is crazy. She hasn't, even Ralph too, they haven't showed up in a while, so see him back is really refreshing, and see him talk and stuff, and seeing that actually bond form. And when they have like a little joke that, the one girl asked Sue, is this your husband? And they're like, gross. I'm like, oh, okay. They're gonna get married, because in the comics they are married, and they're not gonna go through the whole identity crisis thing. That won't happen. Like that's one of the worst DC Comics events, and I don't think Arrowverse should do that because all the bad publicity with that event. But for now, I like the relationship between them, and it's giving like some interesting character arcs. Because Ralph doesn't really have anything with the whole Black Hole storyline. The only thing he has with it is Sue herself. Like Sue is tied into the storyline, actually trying to go after Black Hole. So all these like plot lines will eventually converge, and we'll have Ralph and Sue actually teaming up by the end of the season, which I'm hoping. And so far they're setting up very well. So I really like that subplot. But guys, the main plot we have, so Joe pretty much investigating Black Hole, right? But we have Ragdoll, so Joseph Carver, the main villain right now, well, the presumed main villain. We also have Ian McCulloch, but he's the main antagonist with like Black Hole, like he's the leader of that, and he sends out Ragdoll to go after Joe. Cause so far he's sending out different like assassins to go after certain people working on like the Black Hole case. We had Dr. Light, then we had Sunshine, which Dr. Light was a solid villain. Sunshine was fine, like she had cool powers and a lot of cool stuff, but she wasn't really developed. But here, Ragdoll, there's a lot being, they really had to prove that bringing back Ragdoll was a good choice. Because so far in Flash with Ragdoll, his debut was in a Halloween episode in Season 5, last season, and it was fine, like the jump scares were all good and stuff, but that was more, the best part of the episode was with Iris when she jumped out the rooftop, and that was it. There wasn't a lot of Ragdoll. Then he showed up in a later episode of Season 5 where he teamed up with like Nora, and that was not good, alright? I did not like that episode because Ragdoll, he just got beat so easily and we didn't see that much of him. But in this episode, we see him a lot, alright? He goes after Joe. Joe almost dies like 3 times in this episode, which is crazy. And literally 2 of those 3 times, he saves himself. Like Joe's no G. Alright, but we see this, and Ragdoll, all the CC shows up in like the first one, like he doesn't show up when Joe is like going on like the car chase and he gets out of his car. He like pretty much made that happen, almost killed Joe, but Ragdoll actually shows up in the scene where Joe is talking to Sunshine. And he's talking to Sunshine, right, about trying to figure out something. He's on the case, he's the leader of that case on Black Hole, but then Ragdoll comes out of a box, and when he shows up, I was like, oh, it's about to get good. Like, it really started to get good. And Ragdoll tries to kill him, Flash shows up, doesn't save Joe. Like, he gets his ass whooped, and Joe barely saves himself, and that's really good, alright? Guys, throughout this episode, Barry with this whole speed, because that's when you know, like, the death of the Speed Force in, like, 2 episodes ago. Yeah, 2 episodes ago that happened with the whole death of the Speed Force, and Barry's running on, like, low energy. Like, he doesn't have a lot of energy. In this episode, he's struggling to save Joe because he's running out of the thing. He has, like, his whole, like, clock that tells if it's green, that means he has enough speed left to, like, pretty much run fast. But if it starts going to, like, the yellow and red section, that's bad. That means he's losing his speed entirely. But in this episode, can I just point out something? Like, Barry, his costume looks good. Like, I know, okay, Barry's costume, the Flash costume's been looking good all season. Like, after we saw that bad costume, like, actually, season 5 wasn't a bad costume, it's just the whole chin strap thing wasn't that good. But after seeing that, and then this season, seeing him in that costume, especially in this episode, there's just certain, like, shots of him that just look so good. Especially, guys, the thumbnail that I used for this video, I used that shot of him, like, pretty much angry with the suit, and when I saw that, I was like, that's a good shot. Like, it looks really good. And this episode, he's running and stuff, it just looks very cinematic. It actually kind of looks like it could be like in a movie, like his suit, alright? Even when he runs, too. But, guys, back to Ragdoll. So, Ragdoll then shows up later, fights off Flash, and he actually fights off Flash multiple times, and even the final fight is really good. Like, guys, in the final fight, Flash actually goes to fight him, right? Because Joe has to go save Cecile, because what Ragdoll did was he showed up to pretty much Cecile's place, kidnapped her. And guys, that scene, okay, the scene where Allegra is walking into the room and she's looking at him, okay, I know Ragdoll's here, and then she looks up and he just jumps out of nowhere. Guys, I jumped down my seat. I was like, whoa, okay. Like, it was a good jump scare. Like, it was one of the best jump scares I've seen on, like, the show, which is, the Flash show shouldn't have a lot of jump scares, but for Ragdoll, it's perfect. But guys, Ragdoll gets Cecile, hooks her up to, like, this chair that has a pressure bomb. Joe shows up and has to deal with that while Flash fights off Ragdoll. And what we see is Flash pretty much trying to hit all these different pipes because Ragdoll could go into anything. Like, guys, before we see Ragdoll, okay, he does, contortionist, he, like, gets through stuff, but we haven't seen really CGI out of him, which I'm fine with. But in this episode, we see the organic stuff where he's actually, like, bending and stuff, and then we see him actually go through the pipes, which I knew that was CGI. Like, an actual person can't do that. Like, for real. When he's going through the pipes, he stretches down like a elongated man and grabs Flash and stuff. That was really good. It was really well done. And we actually start to see a little of Ragdoll's origin with, like, his mother and stuff. A little bit, like, he references it. And after he gets beat, but it really starts to look like Eric Wallace, the showrunner, is actually diving into his character. And with that out of the way, with actually, like, Ragdoll finally opening up, maybe the next episode you show up in, we'll actually see a full-on origin. I'd be really intrigued by that. But guys, we see him fight, and it's an awesome fight scene. It's really good. Like, you don't see a lot of, like, Flash, like, racing or anything. You actually see him actually using his mind. Like, he's a CSI, so that makes sense, and it's really good. But then after that, Joe, we see this intense scene, guys. Like, it was really intense, alright? Flash shows up, and Joe, like, gets to see all the bomb out of, like, the chair, and Joe replaces her with himself, and he's stuck in this pressure bomb. And he calls Nash and Allegra. Guys, they don't do that much in this episode. Allegra and Nash, they have, like, a little scene where they talk to each other about Allegra wants him to leave and all that, which sounds fine, but it's not really that important for this episode. But they call them, and Nash can't figure out how to, like, defuse the bomb, so Joe's stuck with himself, and he's like, Flash, leave. Or Barry, take Cecile, get out of here. He gets out of there. Barry then tries to run as fast as he can. And you see Joe is counting down 10, 9, 8, and the bomb's about to go off. He's trying to pick this wire. If he picks it, it could save him or it could kill him. While Barry's running, and he runs out of speed midway. Guys, he runs out of speed midway, and I'm like, oh my gosh, are they actually gonna kill Joe off? I'm like, he's an A-lister actor. He's one of the best actors in the show. Why would they kill him off? On one hand, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a big death, and they're emotional, but at the same time, I'm like, don't do that. That's a terrible idea. But guys, you see Flash, he runs out of speed, you think Joe died, but turns out he picked that wire. Flash shows up, and Joe's alive. And it's just such a good scene. Because it goes from, oh man, it's so intense, to that resolution that he's actually not dead. And it just shows that Joe is such a great character. So all the scenes in this episode, when they're emotional, with, like, Cecile and Barry, are well done. The scene with him and Carver, when he's like, he puts him on, like, a recording of Carver saying he went after him. Like, you see different, like, acting that, the actor of Joe does, and he's so good at it. Like, he's probably the best actor on this show. Like, Grant Gustin's great. He has great scenes in this episode. Candice Patton, the Iris's actor is good, but Joe's actor is just so good. Like, he does good in every scene he does. and just seeing him like just save himself, not get saved by the Flash is really good. Because we're used to just, okay, our supporting characters get in trouble, Flash saves them. But this time, Barry can't make it. He can't. And seeing Joe actually deal with himself and save himself is cool. But guys, we then see Joe get put in witness protection. He's gone. He's off the show for a little bit, which he could be off the show for the rest of the season. Even though, like, I could see him not being on the show for the rest of the season because there's only 3 episodes left, but it'd be cool to see him in the season finale. I'm pretty sure he's not going to show up in the next 2 episodes, but if he shows up in the season finale for, like, one emotional scene, that'd be great. It'd be a good way to end off the season. But then, guys, we see, like, the pretty much cliffhanger scene, where actually there's 2 of them, pretty much. We see Carver talking to Eva McCulloch, because Iris in the mirror world is actually figuring out how to get out of the mirror world, and Eva McCulloch can actually, like, pretty much talk to her husband. And that scene was fine. You see, okay, they have, like, a weird relationship, and I'm interested to see how that develops, because Black Hole in the comics are really cool, right? Especially as the Rebirth, arc with like Black Hole Rising. You have a different like arcs at the beginning of Flash Rebirth that are so well done, and the whole Flash series by Joshua Williams, the comic book series, is really good. Some of the best Flash comics I've read, and I totally recommend them. But guys, with this, Black Hole's getting really interesting. I'm looking forward to see how they resolve it. And guys, in 2 episodes, Godspeed's coming in. So how will that come into it? How will Piper come into this? There's a lot of questions to be asked. And with only 3 episodes left, I'm a little worried, but I'm also really excited because I really think Eric Wallace can pull this off, the showrunner, and I think it's gonna be pretty awesome. But guys, it ends with like Barry, Iris talking, and Iris pretty much says, hey, leave, they break up. Barry's like, what the heck, his speed is low, he's on red, he can't really run that much anymore, so he's helpless, then he doesn't have his wife, and it's an emotional scene, but at the same time, I'm like, Barry, you gotta figure this out soon. Like, come on. And Grant Gustin, the actor of Barry, actually had an interview said, oh yeah, there's gonna be like a fallout between them, but Barry's gonna start noticing that this isn't actually Iris. So I'm looking forward to see that. But guys, that was pretty much the episode. I really liked it. The action sequences were good. Ragdoll was done so well. I'm looking forward to see where they take his character. The whole Barry and Iris thing, that was good. Like, they kind of need to push that plot thread forward. Like, we gotta see Iris finally get out of the mirror world, which I'll probably be like next episode, Liberation. Like, the title is that. But I'm looking forward to see how this pretty much ends up, and maybe Sue and Ralph will actually get involved and team up. But yeah, guys, overall, I'm going to give this episode an 8.5 out of 10. I definitely recommend it. A great episode, great comeback for the Flash. Like, the last episode was great for first Flash, but this episode really sold it, alright? It really got me back into it. Because with this whole hiatus, I've been watching, like, back episodes, like Season 1, Season 2 episodes. I'd be like, alright, I've been watching this too much. I need a new episode. And they delivered. And it was awesome. And guys, like the video, give a big thumbs up, new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the next video where I cover the Flash, review it. I also do like theory videos on it too. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the video. Tell me in the comment section below what you think about this whole episode about Ragdoll, about Joe, him pretty much going to witness protection, and how this whole Black Hole storyline will pretty much develop. And also about Flash pretty much cutting down to 3 episodes, like cutting down from 22 episode season to 19 episodes. But I didn't cover that much because I'm fine with it, but I'm a little disappointed, but I'm still excited to see what they do. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the video, and peace out.